Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Halfway through the week, last day of July already. Oh, wow. I don't know about you, but fall camp for BYU football begins this very day. So we're 1 month away from the start of the season for me.
Tomorrow night.
NFL is tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
That's incredible. Who kicks it off?
Hall of Fame, Houston and Chicago. So we get to see CJ and the number one draft pick.
No.
Will this be...
Caleb Williams will not play.
Oh, he won't?
No.
Why watch?
Yeah, probably not.
The coach already said.
Why watch?
Will this be played in Botswana the way we love when the NFL travels overseas to countries that have never heard of American football and don't care about it at all?
But they do.
They don't.
They do.
Get out of here. No, they don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad we
that
finally...
Botswana League is going to be happening very soon.
It probably is.
Yes, it is.
I mean, that seems to be the full focus
Yes, it is.
of the NFL now.
Absolutely.
Even college football is getting into it. When somebody starts the season in
Ireland.
Yeah.
I keep getting that game wrong.
That's been going on
Florida
for
State.
A while.
Thousands of years.
Thousands. It's a tradition that just can't be denied. Yeah, I don't either. Because I love that tradition of kicking off American football.
Florida State, Georgia Tech. I finally got
In
that
Ireland.
right. Okay, there we go.
Georgia Tech who?
Florida State. Yeah.
Okay, critical information there. We couldn't have gone on without it because it's such an important day and such an important trip to kick off traditionally the college football season.
I mean, that's the game that ended up really costing Scott Frost his job at Nebraska with kicking an onside kick while you led. And it was so stupid. And that, I mean.
And they played that in Dublin, of course, right? It was in Dublin. Yeah. The Irish fans went nuts.
Northwestern fans
that game
really
is.
traveled. Yeah.
I'll never forget how the Irish picketed in Lincoln, Nebraska for days after.
It was ridiculous.
They were ridiculous.
Yeah.
I turned that town green.
Frost has got to go.
Yesterday we had another Senate hearing because that's what we do now. We have hearings every day. And
got to look like we're doing something.
Yeah. And they don't do anything any other time during the course of the week or the month or the year. If they have a hearing, they've done their job because they grandstanded and everything's fine now.
I wonder what they would be having hearings on if not for the assassination attempt, because that's what the House did last week and what the Senate focused on this week.
Yeah. It's the Secret Service failures, of course, in Butler, Pennsylvania, that everybody's focused on right now. And the acting Secret Service director, Robert Rowe, seemed to go after his own agency, which was led at the time by Kimberly Cheadle.
Yeah, gold arrow indicates where the shooter fired from.
Yeah.
Looking left. Why was the assailant not seen? When we were told that building was going to be covered, that there had been a face-to-face that afternoon, that our team leads met.
And that never happened.
This was the view.
Cameraman, show us the view.
Let me show you another view, Senator.
Show us the first one, maybe. That would be good.
Are you a senator now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I don't. Okay, this is going really well for him. He's making a point here.
This view is a reenactment by one of my agents.
Okay.
Laying flat. There was a 5-inch rise on the middle of that roof. The assailant would have had to present his bore over that to get his shot off.
Yeah, we know all this.
The view underneath reflects the perspective that he would have had. Again, I'd call your attention back to the first exhibit if they'd have looked left. Give me C.
Give me C.
He does seem pissed.
Well, he's trying to blame everything on Cheadle, right? But he was in charge of a lot of it too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this certainly doesn't exonerate him.
No.
Counter sniper team saw.
We don't need that shot.
Shooter, no elbows.
No elbow.
You barely make out the crown of his head. Below it, the assailant up prone. And let me just tell you, our counter sniper, this individual, I know him. I consider him a friend. He has covered me operationally in conflict zones. And when I did my time on the president's detail,
Why do we keep going to that shot?
he exemplifies the courage, the skill, and the ability to respond under great stress in such short time to neutralize the threat and prevent further loss of life. Getting back to your question, Senator, these were discussions that were had between the Pittsburgh field office, the local counterparts, and everyone supporting that visit that day. And that's why when I laid in that position, I could not, and I will not, and I cannot understand why there was not better coverage, or at least somebody looking at that roof line when that's where they were posted.
Yeah, the rest of us can't understand it either. And that's why so many theories are developing.
So when listening to that again, it more like sounds like he's throwing Pennsylvania troopers, right?
Maybe.
Well, he's just trying. He's trying to make it like he didn't have anything to do with it. That he didn't have anything to do with it. He's the guy that that was supposed to be the one who said yay or nay to more Secret Service around Trump. I mean, he's the and he tried to pass the buck all of that testimony. So, okay, all right, you figure it out then.
Everybody's trying to cover their own butts.
Yes,
and doesn't make a lot of sense since he was there.
I mean,
and in part responsible.
Yeah. I mean, he was below Cheadle, and you know they're just going to, I guess, try to blame everything on Cheadle, but
I guess
that's not really true.
Yeah. Also, Mike Lee had some things to say to the Secret Service leader, the acting leader.
Why was President Trump allowed to take the stage at 6:02 p.m., exactly 17 minutes after multiple suspicious person reports were provided, complete with photos and information suggesting that the assailant had a rangefinder, something that ordinary people don't use in this kind of circumstance?
Senator, again, it was suspicion, not weapon, or there was never communication of that there was an individual with a gun or threat or other bad intentions.
How many suspicious person reports did you receive that day?
I'll get back to you on the exact number, but there were other individuals that came to the attention of law enforcement that day.
Would President Biden ever be allowed on stage under similar circumstances with an unresolved set of multiple suspicious person reports provided, including indicating that there was a rangefinder involved?
Senator, I can tell you that a suspicious person on the outer perimeter with local law enforcement attempting to locate would happen, but I would need more information as far as whether or not we would allow the president to go on or off. Again, for us, it comes down to weapon, a potential threat. Is the individual carrying an IED? Is there a weapon? Is there some other factor that now ramps up our attention to let's hold off on this?
If there were 8 shell casings found next to the assailant's body, but he was neutralized after the first shot, where did those other shots come from? Where did the other shots go?
As far as the assailant's shooting?
Yes. So did the assailant get out 8 shots, or were those shell casings left from the day before? Where did they come from?
The shooter, Senator, we believe fired 8 rounds. We had the shooting reconstruction team go out there for a period of days and collect all that. So we have bullet holes, bullet fragmentation, all taken back, and we're still putting together the trajectory and ballistic analysis. Although we do have fragments of the bullets, and bullets have been collected in the distance from the shooter's weapon.
Gotcha. It's my understanding that there was a sniper team assigned to a window with complete overlook, complete view of the roof, the same rooftop, sloped rooftop, where the shots were fired. It's also my understanding, according to some whistleblower accounts, that post was abandoned. What can you tell me about that? Why was it abandoned?
So I saw that from the colonel's testimony, sir, and it's something that I've asked, and our mission assurance is getting to the bottom of. And there were two-man counter sniper teams from the locals that were in
he throws
the locals,
locals.
And so at some point they just left?
That I can't. Yes, I don't have an answer for you on that, Senator. But it seems to me that if even one of them left, there should have been remaining.
Been what, 3 weeks? You don't have an answer
2 full weeks,
on
right?
that.
Nothing.
How do you not have an answer on that? That's the follow-up. How do you not?
Thank you.
Have an answer already on
Right.
Did they leave, and why?
That's very important.
Are you serious? The things we're being asked to believe here
I know, man.
are insane. All right, let's hear the rest.
For you on that, Senator, but it seems to me that if even one of them left, there should have been remaining some additional eyes left in that building.
You think?
Yeah. That seems like something that maybe should be one of the very first questions.
I mean,
to
unless
address.
it's an
I'm actually
inside
surprised
job,
that
then you
don't
both
know
want to
that
clear
already,
out.
And I'd ask that you submit to us in writing what you learn as soon as you learn it. Will you commit to that?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
What can you tell me
Let's hold our breath.
about? Let me just state this way. Multiple requests were made by Trump's protective detail and by Trump's campaign team to the Secret Service for additional resources. I'm told that those were denied. And as I recall, the Secret Service spokesperson initially denied
Pause it for
that
just a
such
sec right
requests
there.
were made.
Look at John
I know.
Cornyn's expression. He's like,
seriously.
I wish I could be you.
I'm serious, man.
I really wish.
Pat.
If only I were you.
I'm so glad you brought that up because the entire time, all he's doing is staring at Mike Lee. It's so awkward.
Oh, he loves
Thinking
him.
about getting into the Senate bathhouse.
I used to be kind of like you. But
Oh, no.
I don't know if it's an Arlen Specter situation.
It is
I
something.
remember when I had principles.
Thank
Those
you.
were good times. Good times. Those days don't come back.
No, they don't.
All right, let's see the rest.
Made and denied. Why not tell the truth from the outset? What were they trying to do there?
So, Senator, I don't think there was any intention to mislead.
Seems like a pretty material fact, doesn't it?
We saw that report. Go ahead, Senator.
Will you commit to me that you will submit to us in writing what requests were made by whom and to whom and when they were denied?
I will, sir.
Okay.
No, but you haven't yet.
Look, at the end of the day, we're looking at a situation in which, at a minimum, people knew that this guy had a gun at least 2 minutes before the shooting happened. I want to know what you can tell me about what happened during that final 2-minute period, where a whole bunch of people in the crowd saw and were shouting, he's got a gun. During that 2-minute period, perhaps at the beginning of it, the local police started to climb the rooftop, and there was at least 30 seconds after which local police were able to personally observe the shooter with a gun, had the gun pointed at him. What happened during that time period, and why on earth was President Trump not removed from the stage at that moment?
So again, Senator, the reason why Senator Trump, President Trump was
still
not
ongoing.
removed was, again, we did not have anything more than locals working an issue at the 3
Pause it.
o'clock.
Wait,
He just
you just said
described
he
what
had
you
a gun.
We didn't have anything more than there was somebody on a roof with a gun. That's all we had. We didn't know what he was going to do with it. Was he going to use it as a planter up there on the roof? Maybe he was starting a roof garden.
I mean, they already said that they had the Secret Service were told that there was going to be a sniper team over there. So they were slow in reacting because they didn't know if this was a local police officer with a weapon or if it was someone doing
BS.
harm.
It's BS. Come on. You know by now. You know.
Absolutely. By now, you most definitely do.
Yeah. I mean, you got 2 minutes to stop him before he starts shooting. You can't do that? Seriously? One shot. Boom. It's over. And nobody else is hurt. Would have been nice, but...
I mean, we're talking. We have loss of life, we have injuries, and a presidential candidate, former president, with a bullet to the head. I mean, that's an issue. I don't know. For me,
Is
that's
that
an
an
issue. Yeah,
You're pretty picky.
that's an issue. Well,
You're pretty picky. You'd like to see that not happen?
I would.
In the most
would.
powerful nation on earth?
I would.
Huh. All right.
Can I just say that Steve Friend, the FBI whistleblower, does his own podcast. He sent me this text when we were going back and forth yesterday during this. He said, this is just speculation. He said, I think that the FBI probably already had a domestic terrorism case open, and Crooks was the subject. He fits the profile for entrapment. I could see a situation where he got impatient with their undercover agents promising to give him weapons for whatever attack they were grooming him to commit, and just grabbed his dad's rifle and decided to shoot Trump himself. And this is how they clean it up quietly. This is that's his speculating there. Yeah. And by the way, when I interviewed him a couple weeks ago, a fun fact, there's a study that says 99% of FBI cases would not be, domestic terrorism cases would not be a thing without the FBI's involvement in them. I mean, that is...
Yeah. including that whole Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping scandal. Ridiculous. All right, let's see the rest of this. If we can
Wasn't determined as to whether or not it was the same individual or not, and there was no report of
The same individual as what?
The same suspicious individual.
Right, but we've left the category of suspicious individual at that point. You've got a guy with a gun on a rooftop 136 yards away
Whether
from
it's the same
stage.
guys
You know
before
that he's
or
got a
not, it
gun
doesn't
at that
matter.
point.
Right.
What happened during that time period that did not result in President Trump, his protective detail, being notified of that and him immediately being removed from the situation?
Right.
Senator, what I will say, and then I'll turn it over to Deputy Director Abate. No information regarding a weapon on the roof was ever passed to our personnel.
How is that even possible?
All right. That's what we're all asking, Mike. Thank you.
Do you want to comment to that?
Senator, again,
Senator,
I believe that information, and this is probably something my colleague can expound on, information that was in law enforcement, local law enforcement channels, but did not cross over and make it to Secret Service awareness.
I see. Okay, well, that makes perfect sense.
So the locals didn't let us know.
Well, yeah, because how would you? Would you yell it really loud? Would you send up a smoke signal? I mean, what would you do to alert the other agency that something's wrong?
I don't know. I guess you jump up and down, wave your hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but if nobody sees you jumping up and down.
And it's not in the clips that we have here, but Senator Ossoff, Democrat from Georgia, was a good line of questioning where they were talking about the radio communications. And we've been told...
radio communications?
Yeah, it's a new thing. I don't know. This guy Marconi, you heard of the Marconi guy?
What, is that like macaroni?
It's off-air discussion. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, we've talked about how it's ridiculous and it's so archaic where you have a guy standing there and he's passing information to each law enforcement agency right there in like some command center or whatever. And
that'd almost be like real-time communication.
It almost would be, but apparently that didn't happen. I don't know why. And
I mean, do you remember the Brady Bunch? They had a communication system in their house. I mean, this is newfangled stuff and really high tech, but they'd push a button and they'd say, "Peter, it's time for dinner." And then in Peter's room, he would hear it through a speaker.
Wow.
It somehow magically carried a voice to a different location.
Someday, real life is going to
it's
be
magic.
like that.
First,
someday real life is going to be like
stop with
that.
your Jetsons stuff.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
But it's like they were talking about, Senator, we have different frequencies that we operate on.
Yeah.
As a different. You know what? You're the federal government. You have for 100+ years had control of the airwaves and the frequencies that we use. Why don't you set aside one or two channels that you only use for events like this? Can we do that?
Well, now you think of that.
Yeah, well, even
now.
at that, but I mean,
Come on.
that whole deal is with communication is that they have presumably a person who is the real-time communicator to go back and forth.
Where's that person?
It's just right.
This is such a mess, man. It stinks too.
Something's radically wrong because you can't be this incompetent. You can't. It's impossible. There's something radically wrong here because there's no way there were this many stupid mistakes that are just, it's got to be on purpose.
I certainly hope. I mean, do I hope that it was on purpose? No.
No, I don't. Nobody wants it to be on purpose, but this kind of incompetence is on a scale that you can't even fathom. I can't even get my head around it. It's just that stupid. I mean, my grandchildren, my 4-year-old grandchildren, could do a better job protecting Donald Trump than the U.S. Secret Service did. Come on. It defies all logic and all reason. Crazy. Then there was Senator Rick versus the...
Rick Scott, sorry.
Senator Rick.
Typed that wrong.
Senator Rick.
It's friends call him.
Rick Scott and I are like this.
Oh, okay.
So I just call him.
So you just call him
Yo,
Senator
Rick. What up?
Okay. All right, here's Senator Rick talking to the Secret Service representatives.
Do you guys realize the value of going in front of the press and answering all their questions? I mean, you realize that if you don't do it that way, everything gets filtered. You get to put out all the information, and you should be you should be providing. I mean, you should be every day say, "This is what we know now." This is like Senator Johnson put together a timeline. You should have put together a timeline. Yeah. You should immediately put out, "This is what we know right now, and this is what we don't know." Like you've said, you don't know how the gun got up there, right? You've said it, but why have that should have been out all along? Say, we're looking at it. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. We've done this. We've done this. We've done this. If you do, I mean, I just don't get it. Why what you're doing? You're ruining. I've said this about the FBI. I mean, the people that work at the FBI, people who work at Secret Service, they're great people. You're a black hole. You lose the support of the American public because people don't believe you're being direct with them.
Right. Thank you.
Well, because they're not. That's why people believe that. They only believe that because it's true. I mean, yeah, it defies all reason.
It most certainly does.
Then Senator Ted. Got into the... wow. Here's Senator Ted.
Will you commit to provide this committee in writing every written request for additional resources from the Trump campaign or the Trump detail and every response from Secret Service?
Senator, I will commit to providing responses and getting you the information that you are seeking.
Yeah, right.
Let me ask you something. And who makes the decision to deny those requests? Did you make that decision?
Which requests? Are you talking about the ones that were in the
Any
Washington Post?
Yes.
So the process, sir, is that a detail will make a request for either staffing, technical assets, that is handled between the field office and the detail. It goes up to a logistics office between our
Okay, so there's a bureaucracy. Is there a decision maker?
It's not a bureaucracy, Senator.
Give me the person that's a decision maker. Is there one?
Buckle up.
Senator, it's a conversation. It's not just an absolute yay or nay.
So let me tell you what I believe. I believe that the Secret Service leadership made a political decision to deny these requests. And I think the Biden administration has been suffused with partisan politics. Did the same person who denied the request for additional security to President Trump also repeatedly deny the request for security to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., whose father was murdered by an assassin and whose uncle was murdered by an assassin? Did the same person make that decision?
Senator, what I will tell you is that Secret Service agents are not political.
Okay, you're not answering my question. But you know what? Leadership appointed by the president. Leadership appointed by the president is political. I have a simple question, yes or no. Did the same person deny the Trump request that also denied the RFK request? That's a yes or no question.
Senator, that is not a yes or no question. One, there is a process for a candidate nominee to receive protection.
Does the buck stop anywhere? Does the buck stop anywhere?
Bipartisan process that the Hill
participates. It's a bicameral, bipartisan process. What cameral?
For a candidate,
you are not a Congress. You don't have a cameral.
Mr. Kennedy submitted a request that was referred over to the CPAC.
Okay, you're refusing to answer the question. Let me ask, because the failures on that day were catastrophic. By the way, is it true that on the day of the Butler event that Secret Service transferred agent for President Trump to the First Lady?
No, sir, that's not true.
That's been widely reported.
It's not true. There was one airport agent that actually went on the manpower request for the Trump detail. They handled the arrival at the airport.
What was the relative size of the Trump detail compared to the detail that is assigned to the President or the First Lady?
Senator, the former president travels with a full shift, just like the president.
What's so the exact same size? Is that your testimony that President Trump had the same size detail that President Biden has?
On the day of in Butler, the agents surrounding him, it is the same number of agents surrounding the president today. There is a difference between a sitting president who also not only
Hold on, you're using president in a way that is not clear. Is it your testimony that in Butler, Pennsylvania, Donald Trump had the same number of agents protecting him that Joe Biden has at a comparable event?
I'm telling you the shift, the close protection shift surrounding. That's
yes
what you
or no?
asked me, Senator, and I'm trying to answer it.
You are not answering it. Is it the same number of agents or not?
Senator, there is a difference between the sitting president of the United States.
Then what's the difference?
The difference?
2x, 3x, 5x,
National
10x?
Command Authority to launch a nuclear strike, sir.
I'm not
assets.
Come on,
stop it. The president that the former president will not get.
You are refusing to answer
the number of Secret Service agents protecting him.
Stop interrupting me.
Go ahead,
You
Senator.
are refusing to answer clear and direct questions. I am asking the relative difference in the number of agents between those assigned to Donald Trump and those assigned to Joe Biden. I'm not asking why you assign more to Joe Biden. I'm asking, is the difference, is it 2x? Is it 3x? Is it 5x? Is it 10x?
Senator, I will get you that number so you can see it with your own eyes.
Just tell me the number right now.
What is it? You know it.
So ridiculous.
You know it. And according to Dan Bongino, and I'm just going by what he said, that's the guy that the buck stops at when those requests go in. He's the guy.
That's why
that
he's so defensive.
That's correct.
On this particular issue. He doesn't want to give the number because it probably is 5x. I don't know. Is it 5 times the number? And we all get that there's a difference between the sitting president and a former president who's running for office again. But tell me what the difference is.
So that was the question.
How big is the difference? Maybe we should revisit that, since the rhetoric in this country is so hateful, especially against Donald Trump. The left has demonized him to the point where, kooks are taking a shot at him. So what's the difference in detail? And maybe you should beef it up. I mean, we're at a really late date now, and I'm sure they will, because they don't want to be embarrassed again or exposed again.
Exposed, right.
But it would be nice to know how many agents, how much difference is there?
Well, we'll know because he's going to get Ted the numbers.
Yeah, he's going to get those numbers because there's no way you could have them right now.
Well, he doesn't.
I couldn't possibly anticipate that question, even though you probably included it on a list of questions that might be asked. And even though you've got your iPad sitting right there or your phone.
I hate that so much.
And you could get the information immediately.
Right,
and
no.
He knows
the number.
He knows it.
He knows it.
Are you telling me the deputy director of the U.S. Secret Service doesn't know how many agents are in a detail for the president as opposed to how many were in the detail?
And even if it changes, even if it's, some days it's,
what it is?
minus 10 or minus 5, whatever, you have an idea. Yes.
This guy. By the way, this next clip, before you play it, what you're going to see on the screen at the same time is the social media posts and the it's a little confusing, but he's going to talk about what is on the social media account of crooks, right? And so the CEO of Gab responded immediately and said, somebody just lied under oath because, And so you will see on the screen the evidence of these lies. That's what you'll see here.
Something just very recently uncovered that I want to share is a social media account which is believed to be associated with the shooter in about the 2019-2020 timeframe. There were over 700 comments posted from this account. Some of these comments, if ultimately attributable to the shooter, appear to reflect anti-Semitic and anti-immigration themes, to espouse political violence, and are described as extreme in nature. While the investigative team is still working to verify this account to determine if it did in fact belong to the shooter, we believe it important to share and note it today, particularly given the general absence of other information to date from social media and other sources of information that reflect on the shooter's potential motive and mindset. These are the facts, in part, that the investigation has revealed to date. While the shooter is dead, our work is very much ongoing and urgent.
Okay.
Doesn't feel urgent.
So Gab's CEO called him out on that. To the best of Gab's knowledge, as of 2021, Thomas Crooks was a pro-lockdown, pro-immigration, left-wing Joe Biden supporter. Oh, okay. Well, that's a little different than the BS we just heard spilling out of his face.
That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, talked about how illegal should be made citizens by executive order.
Okay.
But wait, that's not what that guy just said.
It's not what he said at all.
No, it isn't.
It's just the opposite of what he said, though. Maybe we're living in opposite worlds.
Well, it's an ongoing investigation.
That's right. That's right. And they've only had 3 weeks or a month. How freaking long has it been? You can't nail this stuff down. What is this? 2024? Oh, man. Oh, wow. Well, we'll chew the fat with Jeffy next.
Awesome.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome, 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We have another new song, or is it one of the old ones? What are we going to do? I'm okay with doing one of the
Yeah, we
ones
have a new one
already
if
have.
you want that.
We do have another new one?
And Furian
Wow.
Energy is out of town this week. He sent this one early. He's so dedicated.
Wow, that's great.
Appreciate that a lot, man. So, yeah, we got another one.
All right.
I haven't heard it yet. I don't know that I appreciate his work yet or not.
Here it is. We'll see.
You look great today. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Remember, fat is beautiful, so don't worry about your size. I don't know why, but that reminds me, Jeffy is here. That was not fat shaming, just so we are all clear.
Thank you for making that clear.
He's got big stories to share about all the things. There's no doubt he'll enthrall with the info he brings. So sit back and relax as he steals the show from Pat. Here's Jeffy to chew the fat.
See how that rhymed? See what he did there?
I did.
Nice.
I did see it right there. I did see it right
I like
there.
that. That was good.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's fun. All right.
Cute.
Yeah, here's Jeffy to chew the fat.
All right, exciting news. Exciting news. Available now, the all-new Blind Barbie and the all-new Black Down Syndrome Barbie. Mattel announced the two new dolls as part of the Barbie's 2024 Fashionistas line, an inclusive range of dolls with over 175 varieties of skin tone, eye color, hair color, texture, body types, disabilities, and fashions. And the line has represented different disabilities and appearances in the past. Remember, Ken has mobility aids like wheelchairs and braces, and dolls with hearing aids and hair loss. Remember last year, Barbie welcomed the first ever Barbie with Down syndrome. So this year we have the new Black Barbie with Down syndrome.
Okay,
the first Black Barbie with Down syndrome, sculpted to accurately depict the physical characteristics of people with the condition, including a shorter frame, longer torso, low muscle tone. Also features palms that only have single lines etched into them, which is, I guess, a common
I didn't know that was a
characteristic
feature.
of people
Okay.
with Down syndrome. Yeah, her head is also crafted with great attention to detail as well.
Okay.
So you have to have the rounder shape and smaller ears, and flat nasal bridge and eyes that
All
are
right.
slightly slanted.
Weird.
And, this is the Barbie Fashionista line.
Yeah.
Since 2009, they've given us new dolls each year, and they have 175 looks. And they advance. What it's meant to do is to advance Barbie's continued goal of reflecting a multi-dimensional view of beauty and fashion, and enable more children to see themselves in their dolls, and see their world reflected through play.
Wow,
that's great and everything,
isn't it?
I still don't see a fat guy Barbie.
Wow.
And I can't see myself reflect my world from Mattel. That's all I'm saying.
On behalf of Mattel, let me apologize, Jeffy. Let me apologize.
Well, I mean, thank you, but I didn't realize you were working.
I don't work for him. I'm just saying on behalf.
I'm pretty sure there's more
They're
fat
sorry.
people than the old Down syndromers. But
You think so?
Whatever.
Since about
Whatever,
80% of the country is fat. Yeah.
So
I think you might be right.
I want a fat Barbie in a wheelchair. I want that to happen soon.
Or fat Ken.
Or fat Ken.
Both.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Right. Doesn't matter, male or female. Maybe a fat tranny in a wheelchair from Barbie. How about that?
Who's deaf? Because it's not inclusive enough with the fat tranny in a wheelchair.
The blind Barbie comes with the little cane and everything. It's awesome. I want one so bad.
Is it real?
Yeah. What do you mean is it real?
Oh, look at that.
It's a Barbie.
Got accessories.
Thank you.
Oh, cool.
Her eyes have died, but she sees more than I.
Whoa, hang on.
Barbie!
Wait.
Star!
Oh, what were those glasses on top of her head there? Okay.
What do you mean? There's a cover up her blind eyes.
I see. Well, I mean, she doesn't, but I do. Never mind.
Okay.
Wow. It's just mean. A gold bikini worn by the late Carrie Fisher in Return of the Jedi has been sold at auction. It's one of the most famous outfits in film history. It included the bikini top, the bikini plates, hip rings, an armlet, and a bracelet. Now, it's sold in 2015
It's a good look.
for $96,000.
In 2015.
In 2015.
Huh. Surprises
So-
me it wasn't more than that.
I know, and it sold sold just earlier this week, maybe the end of last week, $175,000.
That's still lower than I would have thought.
I thought it would go for a lot more too.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic.
It sure is.
Huh.
And she said that she thought Lucas was kidding when he showed her the bikini, and she said she had to sit very straight because I couldn't have lines on my sides. No little creases were allowed. I had to sit very rigid and straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you doing your job. Thank you. But $175,000, that doesn't. I mean, it does seem like it would go more than that.
It does.
For such an iconic thing.
Yeah, I would
right?
have thought 7 figures.
A couple of other items of interest during this auction: a miniature starfighter aircraft that was used in the filming of the Star Wars film, one of only 2 filming miniatures created for the production. That sold for $1.5 million.
Wow.
Now you're getting into some money. The wand used by Daniel Radcliffe in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. That sold for $52,000.
Okay. That's about what you would pay at Universal for one of those.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're not getting out of there below 60
No,
grand.
you're not.
And the hammer prop from a Thor film sold for $81,000. I don't know. It was just a prop. Some guys had it sitting around.
And how much
it's from
was
the
it?
Thor movie. $81,000.
Wow.
And I could not find which outfit it was, worn by Macaulay Culkin in the first Home Alone film, sold for $47,500.
Jeez.
I mean, great movie, but I don't know what. Oh, I know it's comedy, and I know you don't understand.
I understand
any one
comedy.
of the items.
That just isn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, you are so wrong.
I am not a fan of the Home Alone
You
series.
are so wrong. We're talking about one.
We didn't say the series.
One. I mean, I'll fight you on the series too, but one is more than one. An iconic Christmas movie. Iconic.
Yeah, agreed.
You guys can agree all you
Jeffy's
want.
not-
You can be
Jeffy's-
wrong.
Jeffy's not
America.
giving an inch.
I am not. No, I am not. That movie is a classic.
Sure is.
Classic.
Classically bad, yeah.
Are you from America?
I am. I am.
Or did you sneak across the border and weren't
yeah.
given things as
There's
a
a
child?
lot of you here.
I mean, any one of these items could show up here.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
True.
even the 1.5 million Starfighter, which would be cool.
Yeah.
Have that
That would be
miniature
cool.
thing hanging up.
That would be very
Really
cool.
I know.
As long as we don't run out of coffee down at the end of the hall, you can keep buying stuff for his museum.
I guarantee you that Starfighter starts hanging in the atrium, you can get your own coffee.
That's right. That's what I'm afraid of.
So look at some streaming numbers. I see where Netflix ranked 4th among all media companies last month in a share of the TV use in the United States, its best mark to date. Then you had in the Nielsen Media distributor gauges, they have several months of data. They just started putting this stuff out. YouTube ranked second, moving closer to Disney at number 1. When you look at
that
this
includes
chart,
everything for Disney, right? ESPN,
when you look at the
Hulu,
14 companies
all
that
of
got
that.
above 1%, that's the threshold for inclusion in these distributor rankings.
That's interesting.
That 1.1% on AMC networks, that was me watching Hell on Wheels.
Oh, okay.
5 seasons of Hell on Wheels.
Yeah.
Just finished that. It was a really good series. I'm sorry I missed it when it was live. Mm-hmm. So I mean, those are some of your numbers. I mean, collectively, we're getting like over 70% of all TV use in the United States.
I'm glad to see Amazon well down the list because they deserve it. They deserve to drop off the list with what they've done.
The commercial thing, you're bitter.
Oh, it pisses me off.
I am too.
We bought that thing because
Yes.
there were no commercials.
I'm happy. Look, I want my toothpaste delivered to my front door when I want it. I get it. I want my products delivered to me, and that's part of our streaming deal. But our deal was that
no commercials.
We get the stuff.
Yeah.
And then you gave us Freebie, which I'm okay with.
Which I don't dig either.
But, I was okay with it though. They created some great content
but
that I
now there's
liked.
a million different things like Freebie. They've got every
But you like documentaries,
junk on.
so you would love those.
And they just ram those commercials down your throat and want us to pay more money to be without commercials. And this is the one time, and I almost gave in. Not too long ago because forget what I was watching something and
don't do it, Jeffy. Like, it's the principle of the thing. I don't care if it's 50
the commercials.
Cents. Even if it's 50 cents more, don't pay it.
It's going to be interesting if Jeffy comes back a year from now with that chart, and it includes. Thank y'all. So many of you reminded me yesterday. Remember, Pat, we were talking about sports streaming. And man, I just said aloud, I wish there was just something that just had all the sports. I forgot there is a venture that's about to come out any day now. Venu, VENU.
Yeah.
And so many people reminded me.
But I don't know if they get all the rights, do they?
Okay, well, it's going to have ESPN, all your local channels, Fox Sports, Big Ten Network, ACC, SEC, all that stuff.
What?
It's going to be very interesting. And they're thinking it's going to be priced at $40 a month.
You're not going to be able to but you're not going to be able to get those separate networks without paying extra for it.
All that sounds like it's included. And now they're in court. It's being held up because Fubo TV
I want that.
said, hey, we were sports and Fox, ESPN, you made us carry all of these other channels, and now they have to charge $90 a month to cover all the carriage fees for the And so now that's being held up in court. I feel bad for Fubo. It sounds like ESPN and Fox were colluding behind the scenes, but hey, this is business, man. Let's go.
I mean, we have ESPN. Like I have ESPN Plus, and so I get. During college football, I mean, you get everything except for there's some of those, Big Ten Network, and so SEC.
This sounds like you're going to get everything.
I don't think that. Well,
I guess
not
we'll
for
find
$40 a month.
Venue.
Yes, we're VENU. Yes, sir.
That sounds great.
And now I've got a news alert set up for that. I appreciate everybody reminding me of that.
Because YouTube is now
they haven't said it
around $100 a month.
They haven't said
YouTube
it publicly
TV
yet.
Yeah, I stopped.
They just
YouTube
think that's
now.
what it's going to cost.
I have the Hulu Live now instead of YouTube TV.
And they better get on it because that's the problem. Yeah, football season coming up. They're stuck in court. And if an injunction, they said in the article I read yesterday, doesn't happen in the next couple of weeks,
that'll kill them.
You can expect it to be released.
Oh. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait. That sounds really good. That's what I'm going to get if it happens. Because, we stopped our coverage of our subscription to Frontier Communications.
I haven't had that in a long time.
I
have
use
them
it
for internet, which is about $1 million a month just for internet.
I know. And I never use it. Well, I use the internet.
Yeah.
But I don't watch their stupid channels. The only reason I had it in the end was because of ESPN, ESPN2, and so on. But then I thought, why don't I just get YouTube TV, which comes with ESPN? And then I realized, it's about the same price now.
Oh yeah,
it's really high.
Hulu Live is about the same too, but I get HBO and some other things through that deal. And I just got Apple TV finally now for.
Apple's pretty good. I mean, it's all right.
I've been. It's okay. It was. I mean, there were some shows on there that I've been wanting to watch, but it's not worth paying for. I got it for free after paying a lot of money for a phone.
Good.
I got it for free.
But the problem with not having Frontier or YouTube TV is that when you go to like NBC to watch the Olympics coverage, you got to link to your TV provider. Or you have to pay for the subscription on the app of NBC. Then you're up to $14 there, and then you got to pay for ESPN. And I mean, they get you coming and going. So I don't even know what to do anymore.
And now
this venue thing sounds great.
It does, and some of these distributors are starting to, people are checking in and out of them. Like they get the free offer or watch the shows, say goodbye. And I mean, I'm guilty of that. Or they stick around for a month and then for 2 months and go away. So now they're bundling all these little streamers so that it's making it more difficult for people to go in and out of those streams because you have the bundle.
Right.
And so it's just let us watch what we want.
I know. There's no way around it. A la carte programming will happen eventually.
It has to.
It has to. Where I can go and pick and choose, and I'll pay a decent rate a fair rate to get just what I want and nothing else. Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you provide that service? Somebody's got to, and it sounds like Venue is trying to do that. That would be great.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen. No matter what you're watching, you should get yourself some Kexi cookies. To enjoy Kexi cookies, all you have to do is go to their website and Kexi.com and order the best cookies on the planet.
How would I spell that, though? It sounds hard to spell.
Keksi.
Kexi.
Kexi.
Okay.
Yeah. And then .com.
.com.
Yeah, it's on the internet. And they deliver them right to your door.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I've had it on good authority that they don't just throw them in the yard. They actually bring them to your door.
I hear that's true. Yeah, I hear that's true. And the coffee cake with the cinnamon deliciousness all on top.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good. That debuts tomorrow.
Pretty good.
So, yeah.
Pretty good. Some more numbers. I see where the opening ceremony of the Olympics claims to have drawn 28.6 million viewers in the U.S., which is the largest audience since 2012. I haven't seen a timeline when those numbers peaked. Because I feel like they probably peaked early.
Probably the bearded dude crawling around on all fours.
I kept waiting for it to get better. I mean, Gaga was okay. Celine Dion at the Eiffel Tower. The light show on the Eiffel Tower was awesome. It was really nice.
The
and
FCC, did you see that?
The torch lighting, the fake fire with the balloon going up.
There's a complaint lodged with the FCC by Judicial Watch. We'll see if that goes anywhere.
For what?
For the obscenities that were involved in that presentation.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just reporting the news, bro.
Are you?
That's a fact.
All right. Good luck. Good luck. And I see Marvel's Deadpool, Wolverine led the weekend at the movies, third installment, over 205 million domestically, and it just broke 500 million global. So it's still going strong.
On the way to $1 billion.
Yeah,
plus.
For sure. Absolutely. And that's it. Reminder to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcast.
What would I have to pay for that, though, per month? Let's see.
Right now, today?
Yeah.
Nothing.
$0.
Zero. There's no bundling. There's none of that crappy crap stuff. All you got to do is go find wherever you get your podcast and subscribe for nothing.
I don't have to pay $9.99 a month.
What does nothing mean, Pat?
I guess,
nothing.
Wow.
Is there a promo code though? What do we do? What do we enter?
Promo code fatness?
I don't know if you understand the
no?
Where do you put in the promo code if I go to sign up?
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Hey, welcome to it. Got some tweets here. Dr. Joe and Dr. Jill went up a hill. Tweets. While everyone is trying to cover their own butt. They're just making it sound more and more like nobody was in charge, and it was just disorganized mass stupidity.
Yep.
Sure does sound that way. Only because it was that way. Smallmouth bass, why isn't there more reporting on and statements from local law enforcement? I think they're starting.
Yeah,
they have been.
Yeah, in fact, there's the local, I think it's district attorney quoted in this article after that testimony yesterday. And he talks about how if the Secret Service had told us to put snipers on the roof, we would have, absolutely. We did have snipers in that window, they said. And then this guy said, that he's quoted, he said, but in order to see crooks, they would have had to lean out the window. So who knows, man? Everybody's got a different spin on this, and it's just infuriating.
Tamara B. tweets, maybe the Secret Service would have known if the shooter was local law enforcement if they'd shown up for the briefing that day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Paco D. Blame game. You can't expect local law enforcement officers to do the job of the Secret Service. Magasoda Mikey, you know who the true domestic terrorists are. The federal government. Groundhog Baby, my 10-year-old nieces have walkie-talkies, and they know how to both get on Channel 1 or Channel 2 or 3. That's how they communicate.
Wow.
Okay, well, you pair them with your 6-year-old grandchildren, right? You could have some good coverage.
You really could.
For Donald Trump.
Yeah. You really could. Maybe we should get our grandkids and nieces together, and they can start a law enforcement agency.
It'd be more effective, bro.
Sure would. My gosh, you might save lives that way and spend a little less on your protection. So, it'd be great.
Buy them off with crayons.
Well, let's not undersell these kids. I mean.
All right. Let me tell you about preborn. You know, we all love puppies, right? They're cute, they're cuddly, they're sweet. What's not to love? But can you imagine if puppies were being aborted on a mass scale? Oh, the outrage. Oh, the humanity. Why are puppies more important than human babies? At Preborn, they know they're not. Preborn's the nation's leader in protecting the life of the unborn. They introduce the mother to the baby through an ultrasound. That costs $28 to do that. Just $28 can save a life. It doubles the chance that the baby will be born alive. If you can afford $28, please consider it. Maybe you can do $28 a month. $140. That buys 5 ultrasounds for 5 different women. You can save lives this way. It is such an important thing. Is there anything more important than saving life? I don't think so. So just to donate your best gift today, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or you can go online to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Let's go to Susan in Texas. Hey, Susan, welcome to The Blaze.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I think I have an answer for you as to why the locals and the feds couldn't communicate together the day of the assassination attempt.
All right.
I work for an equipment manufacturer that makes two-way radios and systems for first responders, large businesses, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And my bet is that the feds were on an analog system and radios, on the digital, and the locals were on an analog system and radios. And the two do not talk to each other. So you have to have that middleman, dispatcher, or whatever to relay messages. Now, that said, why did the Secret Service not know what system the feds or the locals were going to be on?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they weren't there at the morning meeting.
Yes. Even weeks in advance.
Yeah.
And you know you're coming to this location. You know you're going to be using local law enforcement to help with the protection detail. Why do you not know, one, what system they're on, and two, bring extra radios
that are analog,
one-time use?
Yeah.
No, they're either analog or digital.
Right. Either
for
way.
the locals to use during that time, so that you're all on the same system and you're all communicating directly.
Right.
Because
but what
we all know from the game of telephone that things get garbled in between.
What would you have to pay to bring extra radios, though?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
a lot.
Could that cost $100 or more? I mean, we
have to check that luggage too.
Yeah.
Right.
Pay that.
Yeah.
Charge.
I mean, it's not like the country's in debt or anything.
Susan, you need to develop a router or something that will make those two talk to each other. $1 million idea.
Oh, what are you writing a
doesn't
Star
exist.
Trek episode or something?
It's an expensive upgrade for the locals. Most of them are trying to make their way to that because it's being mandated by the government.
Right.
Because they need to have encrypted technologies to protect privacy, et cetera, et cetera. But those radios, the portable ones that you have in your hand, are anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, depending on the technology that's in them. And if you've got a police force of 15 or 20 guys in a local jurisdiction, that's more than your average township's going to be able to afford at one go.
Yeah.
So the feds have got to know that this is an issue. I know it, and I'm a lowly person working at a local equipment manufacturer.
They most definitely know it's an issue. Absolutely.
It's not addressed.
Yeah.
That's my question on that.
Incredible.
It's a simple fix that they didn't apparently even consider.
Right. Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Susan.
Thanks.
Yeah. That makes a little bit of sense out of the nonsense that we're hearing Could have been digital and analog. But you solve that with one person, right?
That's what we were talking about, right? You have
between.
the communication guy going back with live, real-time communication, and I thought we fixed that with the law, right? The one communication law, because that was after 9/11.
Well, I know,
right?
Yeah, I don't know that broke down the barrier between federal and local, but it did break down the barrier supposedly between CIA and FBI.
Okay, but you're
Right.
talking about the radios that they had issues on 9/11. Right?
Yeah, you're talking about
because
the
there was
communication.
communication, there was
the wall of
breakdown. Yes,
there was a wall.
Yes,
and they broke down the wall between the agencies.
That's a separate thing.
That's
than the radio.
Yeah. But I mean, come on, it's not hard. It is not difficult, and it's just asinine that you're expecting us to buy into the fact that we just screwed up a couple of things. It's no big deal.
Sorry,
don't worry about it. We're looking into it. What do you want? You want an answer in 3 weeks on something like this?
Sure, one person died. 3 people were injured. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Move on. Let's just move on. So, anyway, as far as yesterday's testimony, Senator Kennedy has got to the bottom of what the FBI director, Christopher Wray, was talking about with the whole conspiracy of Trump was maybe not even hit by a bullet.
Right. His answer is what started this whole, Trump wasn't hit by a bullet, so even Christopher Wray knows it.
Right. So Kennedy pursued that.
Is there any doubt in your mind or in the collective mind of the FBI that President Trump was shot in the ear by a bullet fired by the assassin crooks?
Senator, there is absolutely no doubt in the FBI's mind whether former President Trump was hit with a bullet and wounded in the ear. No doubt, there never has been.
Okay.
I've been part of this investigation since the very beginning, and that has never been raised.
You're sure?
Wow.
Yes.
It wasn't a space laser.
No.
It wasn't a murder hornet.
Absolutely not.
No.
It wasn't Sasquatch.
No, Senator.
It was a bullet.
It was a bullet, Senator. 100%.
Fired by crooks.
Yes, sir.
That hit President Trump in the ear and almost killed him.
100%, Senator.
Okay. Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, me too. Because I thought it was Sasquatch firing a laser bullet. No.
Oh, that would have been
what
a
I thought it
curveball
was.
right there.
Yeah. Did we know for a fact it wasn't that?
Oh, it wasn't the world's largest mosquito?
No.
Trump thought maybe.
I guess not. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
That they've never had any doubt is
That's what he
interesting.
said. That is interesting because the way Ray answered it was that there was doubt.
Right. We don't know. We don't know if that was an actual
Which is what
bullet.
he wanted.
Yes, it is what he wanted.
Agonizing.
Blue Anon.
Indeed.
Joy Reid, Keith Olbermann are the founding members of Blue Anon.
And they just keep doing it, too. They don't care about any of the facts that are coming out. They just keep...
Well, the rest of them all lie anyway. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's the top down. Just lie. Just say it. Just say it. Who cares? Just say it.
All right. Let's move on to election 2024 because is Molly Jong... Is it Molly Young or Jong?
Sure
Molly
is.
Jong-Fast.
Yeah, she's good.
JD Vance, View for America.
This is unbelievable.
Fun. This is fun.
The stats are there. More and more Americans choosing not to have kids, which again emphasizes why JD Vance's comments about childless Americans, childless cat ladies, could be so politically damaging.
Well, so what's interesting is this natalism that comes from an authoritarian playbook, right? That there need to be more white children, right? That's the idea that there's, this is about great replacement theory, racism, right? This is what this is. So don't misunderstand it for him wanting more children. He wants a certain kind of, racist thing.
Okay, so she makes this comment.
Where are you getting that?
Social media goes nuts. Like, oh yeah, JD Vance wants just white kids in America. That's why he married an Indian American and has mixed race kids. That woman locked up her account on Twitter and blocked people. I've never interacted with her, and I went to her profile and I was blocked. I don't even know why. So this lady has been on the run and in hiding since she made these asinine comments yesterday.
They're so desperate. They're so desperate. Wow. I just saw, though, a poll. Where did where supposedly Kamala Harris is ahead of Trump now.
Oh, just don't.
Is that even possible?
Don't pay attention to these things.
They said that in Michigan, she's up by 11. What? What? Okay. And in all the swing states, she was supposedly leading now.
Well,
I mean,
you have to believe that because you have to start sowing the narrative that look how close this race is, so that on November 5th, it seems plausible when Kamala Harris wins the race. I'm not buying these things, man. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna do it. There's not one poll anymore that I'm going to look at because it's just not believable, any of it.
There's a new Trump ad too. Is this a real ad or is this one of the?
This is the first
fake
ad
things?
that he is. It's on TV. In other words, this one isn't just making the rounds on the socials and all that stuff. This is actually an ad buy in swing states. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
This is America's border czar, and she's failed us. Under Harris, over 10 million illegally here. 250,000 Americans dead from fentanyl. Brutal migrant crimes. And ISIS now here.
Do you have any plans to visit the border? You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Kamala Harris, failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
I love the dance scene.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yep. Can I just say that
good stuff.
This was actually a great point from Pathead Johnny Ringo because they keep trying to say Trump and Vance weirdos, weird, right? I thought this was great. Johnny Ringo says, "Here's a thought. I'm sitting here listening to this morning show, so I'm making sure I'm getting all my bingo squares, blah blah blah." Anyway, he goes, maybe the media getting on board and calling Trump and Vance weird. Maybe that's because they did a focus group of Kamala Harris, and people thought they said, "What don't you like about Kamala Harris?" And maybe respondents are saying that she's weird and she's always cackling. So they're basically doing a reverse deal here and spinning it. So they're trying to use that. If that's the weakness for Kamala Harris, that she's
trying
weird,
to apply it to Vance.
Let's go over here and say, look how weird they are,
Yeah.
so that you don't think Kamala is as weird.
I love the fact too that she's not responsible for anything. She's completely blameless for the border.
Yeah.
Border czar. What?
I mean,
where are you getting? We don't have czars in America.
And she's claiming that she's been great on the border.
Yeah, we got that clip from last night.
I mean, that one of her PACs or whatever put out a commercial saying how great she was.
An ad saying she's good on the border.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, no.
But again, just say it.
Just say it. Whether or not you want to split hairs, but that wasn't her title. It wasn't an official title. Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
but she was placed in charge of the border. Here's what Joe Biden said. So it's not her full responsibility and job, but she's leading the effort. When she speaks for me. Doesn't have to check with me. She knows what she's doing. Does she? Did she? Clearly not. But she was put in charge of border security. That's just a fact that they are trying to eliminate from the American psyche.
Always trying to rewrite history.
Yeah. So she was she was bragging about her immigration. Cut 13.
So in this campaign, I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
Will ya?
You shouldn't.
Any day of the week.
Good. Do it. Do it. As you will lose.
Boy, she is. That's boy. Watching her speak is interesting because she is working overtime not to cackle. Overtime not to cackle because those in the past were perfect places where she would give her cackle.
Yeah.
I'll get my record against him anytime.
And then, and then also, I should have sent in a longer clip. I think it was right after that. She said, I will sign on day one the bill that Donald Trump killed. Donald Trump wasn't president. What are you talking about?
Well, that's the ad. The ad that I heard, I'll have to find it, where they were promoting how strong she was on the border. And they were saying that Donald Trump said no to border security.
What does that mean?
They're turning that into Trump saying no to. He wasn't even...
It's because he's saying no to amnesty. He didn't say no to border security.
But
asinine. He wanted the bill to stop because the bill was garbage.
But he had no power.
But he wasn't a president.
And he wasn't president, but he did instruct Republicans not to vote for it, and that's what they're going to try to pin on him, which is fine. Wear it. Wear it. That was not a border security bill. It was an amnesty bill, and that's why Republicans didn't want it, didn't like it, didn't vote for it. So they need to make that pretty clear, I think. I think they need
That's a fight they need to have.
Hammer that home.
Yes.
All right. Let me tell you about the Jace case. I mean, we've seen what happens with hurricanes. It can mess up your life. It can stop supply chains, deliveries of food, deliveries of medication. All of that stuff comes to a quick halt when hurricanes happen, or in the case of Houston back in 2008, even the threat of a hurricane can mess up the city for weeks.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want that to happen to you. You want to be prepared with the Jace case and have your medication on hand. This is 5 separate antibiotics that could help you if you get any kind of bacterial infection. And they are so handy for any emergency situation or just convenience. I love this just for if you're going out of town and you're not near your pharmacy or your doctor, and you come down with something, you know what it is, you've got a sinus infection because you've had them a million times, you've got the antibiotic on hand. You can also do add-ons, too. There are optional add-ons like EpiPens and ivermectin. It's Jace Medical. Take control of your family's health. Put it in your own hands. Go to jace.com, enter the promo code PAT, and check out. Get a nice discount on your order. Promo code PAT at jace.com.
Pat Gray.
Yeah! Welcome. Got some tweets here. Davis Jefferson tweets, I have Sling TV for $40 and pay an extra $10 every football season for the sports package of Red Zone, ESPN, and more. That's not bad.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
good for him. Thank you for letting...
you.
Wow.
Don't listen to this guy.
Right.
We appreciate the information.
Thanks for looking out
Thank you,
for
Davis.
us, you know?
Mine's better.
Let's get weird tweets. People like Molly Jong-Fast calling JD Vance weird is hypocritical.
It sure is.
I love the memes going around with pride parades and stuff like that, and trans people, and it's like,
Yeah, they
these
owned
are the people
weird.
calling JD Vance
they
weird.
owned weird, and now we're to believe
Now
that
it's a bad thing?
That's what I mean. They just say it. They just say it doesn't matter. Just lie. Doesn't matter.
Patrick Henry Sr., just remember, Hillary Clinton was up 14 points in the 2016 election, so you can always count on election poll results to be accurate. Yep. That's true. Last night, or yesterday, sometime during the day in France, I don't even, what's the time difference? 8 hours? Something like that.
Less than that.
Yeah. So the U.S. women's gymnastics team took gold with Simone Biles.
I'm glad to see
leading the way again.
Glad to see she made it through the entire Olympics.
I know. Especially at her age. She's 27 now.
Oh, yeah, they wheeled her out in a wheelchair.
A grandmother in gymnastics years.
Yeah. It's good to see the two dudes boxing against the women in the women's boxing competition. You got the trans women.
They do have trans women.
Yep, and it's ugly.
Yeah.
And it's ugly.
I thought the Olympics said no to trans.
I think they originally did, but now they're in Algeria.
Oh, my God.
Algeria
There's a couple
and Taiwan.
of countries, right? Yeah.
Algeria and Taiwan. And just watching a man beat up a woman for a gold medal.
Really hate that.
Fun.
So the trans person did win the gold?
I don't know.
Oh,
no, I don't think they've gotten that far yet. But you did see yesterday the Algerian boxer beat up a woman. Yep.
God. Pathetic.
It is so bad.
It's pathetic.
It is. The world is freaking insane.
By the way, the U.S. is in the medal lead.
We're
up to 27 now. 27 total medals.
We only have 4 golds.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, we're a little behind in the gold count.
Last time we won, obviously, last time we won all the medal counts, and we won the gold by just like 1.
Mm-hmm. But we've got 4 gold. China has 7. 15 overall, though. We've got 26. Good. 27 now.
8 now.
They have 8 now?
Yeah. That's what this report says. Yeah.
That's probably updated, yeah. This might not be. So it goes as far as gold, China and Japan. France is in there. Austria. Korea. I guess that's South Korea, probably. And then the U.S. That's the gold medal count.
Yeah.
But overall, we're by far number 1. I think
Great
it's
Britain's
us
there, too. Great Britain's tied with France.
at 27, and then France has 20. Does Great Britain also have 20?
No, well, they have 16 total, but they have 6 gold.
Okay. Wow. Jeez. Huh. I don't think we're doing as well as maybe we should be.
It feels like it, but maybe that'll come around.
Although the women's gymnasts did a really nice job.
Yeah, they did. And I saw where I was really happy for Kazakhstan for getting a gold.
Kazakhstan?
Yeah, Kazakhstan. Is that what they're called?
Kazakhstan.
One of the stands got a gold.
It was Stan Webb, I think.
One of the stands
Yeah, he
got
won.
a gold.
He won.
That's kind of cool.
The stands. It's interesting, too, that Russia isn't in it at all this year, right? They finally, really, for real,
I think they're
banned
not
them
at all,
from
right?
the Olympics. Because last time it was, well, we didn't let them use their name or flag.
Right.
They had to use a different flag, but they had to call themselves the Russian Federation. Okay. Ooh, what a horrible punishment.
Burn.
Plus, they had to change colors on their flag, so we let them have it big time.
Okay.
Really? Did you?
Okay.
Did you? And this time they're just not there. So that's
They're
interesting.
busy right now.
That'll teach Putin a lesson, won't it? He'll never invade another country again while the U.S. or the International Olympic Committee is around.
Unleashed.
Welcome, 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We were just talking about the Olympics a minute ago. Yesterday, KJP was asked if President Biden saw the Last Supper controversy at the Olympics opening ceremonies.
Following up on that, did the president see the Last Supper controversy at the Olympics? Do you know? Did he see
I don't have anything.
The Last
I
Supper.
appreciate the question. I just don't have anything.
Millions of Christians around the globe
I
were
understand.
offended by it. The president's Christian. Was
I
he
just
offended
answered your
by
question.
it? But was the president?
She understands the question.
Can I just ask him? Did he see it?
I don't have anything else to
She
add.
doesn't have anything. I don't have anything.
Thank you so much.
Are you the person that's supposed to have something? How come it is that you never have anything?
And the First Lady praised the
She
whole
sure
opening
did.
ceremony. So
She loved it.
Clearly, it's been a topic of conversation around the Biden White House.
Mm-hmm. She was wondering how we were going to top it.
Yeah.
Well, you could top it with an actual satanic ceremony that is performed by Satan Lovers of America, or whatever their name is.
I mean, you're
you
assuming
could top
that
it that
this
way.
particular
Slaw.
opening wasn't that.
Yes. Yeah, slaw.
Satan Lovers of America.
Yeah, they love it. And that's what their friends call him, is slaw. Hey, can we get Slaw to do the opening ceremonies in L.A.? How'd that be?
That'd probably be pretty
may
simple.
happen.
I was going to say,
That may
you're talking
actually
about
happen.
L.A.
It might
Okay.
happen.
That may
In
actually
4
happen.
years from now,
Would it surprise
Who knows?
anybody?
No.
It wouldn't surprise it if it happened now in America.
yeah, cool. That's where we are, man.
Yeah, it's where we are. It's just where we are. Jeez, the mocking of Christianity in the name of inclusion is so irritating to me. I'm so done with it. Don't give me your inclusion garbage. You're not including us. You're excluding Christians all the time. Conservatives, people on the right, you exclude all the time. The only
name
ones
of inclusion.
Yes, exactly right. So it gets a little old. Might be a good time to remind voters about some things that Kamala Harris has said in the past, because we mentioned a few minutes ago the polls. If you buy the polls, she's actually ahead by 2 points nationwide.
Come on now.
And by 11 in Michigan.
Come on now.
Is she?
I don't buy it.
Is she?
Cackling Kamala? No
Cackling.
way.
Yeah. Ugh. She is trying to squelch that, though. I think
know.
you're right about that.
I mean, you watched her talk there from last night. I mean, she has worked on it. I don't know if that means she's sober or if she's actually, not doing it.
Madam Vice President, the only thing we can figure, because you're so incredibly wonderful, is that they don't like your laugh. Maybe you should try to laugh less. Is that possible?
I knew there would be a honeymoon period for whoever the Democrats engineered a coup for.
And that's what they've done.
Yeah, and they've gotten the least likable candidate after Joe Biden.
Right.
So, I mean, I think, I don't want to jinx anything, but I feel like this is as good as it gets for Kamala support. So don't be
I think so too.
disheartened by any polls that you see right now.
Right.
Especially after the Democrat convention, she might get a little bump.
Are they even having one?
And, what is the point, right?
They are, with one name on it. Hers.
Yeah. And
That's it.
I mean, they've already said they're going to have the virtual thing this week, right?
Yeah, to do the nomination. Yeah, so what's the point? Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Why have it?
Well, some might say you want Big Mike involved.
Oh.
Some might say that. That
Some might.
Some might.
Some are still holding out hope.
It is in Chicago. So
it
Big
is
Mike
in
could be
Chicago.
back home. I know.
Yeah.
It's his old stomping grounds.
Hey, don't forget about me over there.
So good to be back home.
Yeah, I like my lifestyle over there, too. I got mansions all over the world.
It's absolutely stunning what Barack Obama engineered with the coup behind the scenes. I was reading the Seymour Hersh stuff on that, and I mean, what is happening behind the scenes of the Democrat Party, the chaos, where Obama got Joe out of the way, but then quickly had Kamala thrust upon the Democrat Party as the presumptive nominee, so it foiled his plans of, Mark Kelly or whoever he was looking for.
Yeah, I don't think Michelle was ever the plan because she doesn't want it.
No.
If she wanted it, that would be the plan. But she doesn't. She doesn't. And that's why we don't have to worry about Big Mike, because Big Mike's not interested.
And which is good.
Yeah, that's all.
I know she hates the country.
Yes, thank you.
Go ahead and hate it in Martha's Vineyard. No problem.
It used to bother me, but now it's our salvation. So go ahead and keep hating the country.
Those would be poll numbers I'd be terrified of.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
No question. So Kamala was asked about, here's the time she talked about reparations. Just to remind
Should black people get reparations?
I think there has to be some form of reparations, and we can discuss what that is.
Yeah, we can discuss what that is. We need to discuss what that is. There need to be some form of reparation.
I think there should be some form of reparations.
We can discuss what that is. Cash payment, who it goes to,
right.
Whatever.
Yeah, people that
How
never...
much cash?
Do I need my Venmo number?
No, not you. Yeah, to send it, because people that never owned slaves. Paying people that never were slaves.
Right. It's a perfect plan.
Totally
It's a
makes
great
sense.
plan. It is. And so it needs to happen, right? Because they're still suffering for it. So there you go. There has to be some kind of a reparation.
Has to be.
All right.
Just discuss what that is.
Yeah. Well, we have discussed what that is. It was called the Civil War, where 600,000 Americans died to eliminate slavery. And so that seems like, maybe a form of reparation? I don't know. I don't know. MSNBC sat down with black male voters, and it seems like things didn't go as planned.
Oh.
How many of you know a black man who has expressed to you that they're committed to voting for Donald Trump?
All of them. All four.
For the brothers who have told you that or said that to you, has the emergence of Kamala Harris changed that for those brothers?
No.
0 for 4, baby.
Good.
No.
Oh, yeah, that didn't go as planned.
No.
That was supposed to fix everything.
He had 2 questions there, and both of them backfired.
Yep.
Brilliantly.
All
right, back to you at the studio.
So that felt good, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did. So she needs black support. So she headed back to Atlanta last night, where 100,000 people reportedly showed up.
For her.
100,000.
I heard that report this morning. I don't know.
But it didn't hurt that 3-time Grammy winner Megan Thee Stallion was giving a free
T-H-E-E
free concert. Could they have been there for her?
No.
What we talking about over here, y'all? Hey,
that's
if
a
you
good
love your
look.
body, let me hear you make some noise. And if you want to keep loving your body, ladies, let me hear you make some noise.
Oh, if you want to keep loving your bodies, make some. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
This is. No.
They gon' click it if it's me. All my pictures been getting these quarantine. I'm very well. Come on, yes, you can tell.
You don't like this? This isn't your cup of tea? And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, Idiocracy was trending last night on Twitter. Because that's where we are.
Wow.
That's not 100,000.
Okay.
No,
You're right, Jeffy.
There's no way. I looked at several shots of that
it's not
arena.
100,000.
No
Well, it's
way.
an indoor venue,
Yeah,
too.
that's
There's
like
no 100,000
20,000
indoor venues.
Okay, hold on. It was Georgia State University. Let me find out what the arena holds capacity.
It was Georgia State?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
come on.
12.5?
Yeah, they've got a 100,000 seat arena. Yeah, sure. Sure they do.
Let's see.
15. My guess is 15.
I don't want to go over, so
12.
12.5.
Maybe 12.
Okay. Don't be
12,000.
No, you can't undercut me now.
12,000.
I don't know.
How many?
I started with 12.5. I'm sticking with 12.5.
If it is at the arena that is listed here, let's see. It says 8,000 seat indoor arena.
There you go.
So
even less.
Georgia State.
Even less. 8,000. And they're trying to give us 100,000?
Stop it.
It's just outrageous.
Well, there was 90+ thousand outside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
couldn't get
okay.
in. There was just no room for the other 90,000.
Yeah. We had to set up screens. Okay.
So I was looking up the order like last night. I saw just one thing that said that Kamala spoke after, and people were leaving. In other words, it was Megan giving her concert, but I only saw that one place, and I've been looking for the schedule all morning. But boy, that's poor planning if you're the Kamala people. You put Kamala out there first. You stick around for that speech, then we'll give you the free concert from Megan Thee.
Yes, right. Exactly. But here she was being introduced.
I am so honored to be introducing the next President of the United States of America.
Donald Trump.
Keep
Vice
dreaming.
President
Keep dreaming.
Kamala Harris.
No.
All right, so here we go. It's exciting, right? There, she's going to come right there.
Okay.
Is she even in the arena?
Where is she?
Here we go.
Hello.
Kamala,
Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen.
Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen.
Just a second.
Just a second.
That's awesome. That's
Just a
awesome.
second. Just hang loose, y'all. Good stuff.
So great. Kamala Harris.
Get out here.
Come on.
Kamala, where you at?
Where are you at, you
Come
wacky
on.
cake?
What are you doing back there?
Kamala Harris, everybody. Kamala, come on out. There she is. Kamala Harris.
Next president of the United States. Kamala, get out here.
100,000 people are
Come
waiting
on.
for you. 100.
Kamala.
Kamala, where you at?
Harris. Everybody.
Kamala.
Everybody. There she.
Excitement abounding.
There she isn't.
My phone was filming. I got my Kamala sign. Where is she?
Woo! Woo! Okay, when she finally came out, she made it clear she's coming for your guns.
Yeah.
We who believe in the freedom to live safe from gun violence will finally pass universal background checks.
We already
we have that.
have that, essentially.
And an assault weapons ban.
Red flag laws. Assault. There we go.
Assault weapons ban.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
There you go. All right. Anything that looks scary is going to be banned.
And she's talked about that before.
Clips
she
are,
wants those gone.
Yeah, plenty of clips are going around. And she wants a buyback program, and she also
mandatory,
said
right?
that, I don't know that I heard the word mandatory.
One of them was, yeah.
I think it is mandatory.
What I did hear, and there were no details there, but there was a press gaggle around her where she said,
right.
I don't know when this was. Was this 4 years ago? But she said that in the first 100 days, if Congress doesn't pass a law, then I'll just do executive orders on guns.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
You do that. You do that.
I also read that they were not allowing the press to talk to people in the audience at this event.
I didn't hear this.
That the press was being told not to, they couldn't talk to the crowd. They could only just cover the event.
Okay, first of all, this is America. I don't care if you're press or not. You have a right to converse
Talk
with
to
whoever
anybody.
you want. It's freedom of association. Stop. Did not hear that. Were they in the back with Kamala? Because
to quote Joe Biden.
Who's that? Who are you talking about? No, I'm not familiar with that guy. Mr. Irrelevant.
Look, if
there are times when you are rendered speechless, and this is one of them. I mean, how do you tell the press they can't speak to people in an audience?
I got to look that up because I heard that they were being told.
Wow.
That they weren't supposed to be interviewing the...
Do you think you will see him on the campaign trail with Kamala at all, whether she wants him there or whether he wants to?
I think he will.
He has to.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Because he's asked if he was going to, and he said, I just did. No, you went to the LBJ Museum and gave a speech. You weren't... He probably didn't even know where he was, actually, now that I think about it. But,
I'm sure not.
I don't know.
All right, let me tell you about a silent health threat that affects 1 in 3 Americans. Sheesh. That's over 100 million of us. It's an overworked and sluggish liver. That affects your weight, your energy levels, clear thinking, productivity, and even sleep. It can lead to heart problems, too. Our livers get bombarded every day with GMOs, microplastics, toxins, fluoride, and all the stuff that you might not even know about, like kale. Your body doesn't like kale. I don't know why they keep trying to jam kale on us. But didn't we just find out? What was it we found out about kale? Didn't we talk about this on the air, or was that off the air?
I don't know. I don't
Last
remember
week
this.
there was some weird thing with it. Anyway, if your husband, your brother, your friend feels sluggish, drained, or can't seem to get rid of those extra few pounds, let me recommend trying Liver Health Formula. And just see if you have great benefits. See it for yourself. It's a premium supplement designed with 11 clinically proven botanicals that supports and detoxifies your liver. And it helps you feel revitalized and ready to conquer every day. This company's already helped more than 2 million people. Just listen to Mr. Harrington's testimonial, shared his transformative journey. He said, at first I was skeptical, but the health improvement has been nothing but amazing. The tired, foggy feeling I had is gone. I have more energy for a longer duration. Also, the service and delivery is always prompt. Of course, results are not typical if you, thus you need to check it out for yourself. There's an exclusive deal for my listeners and viewers. You can try Liver Health Formula right now, and as a special offer, get a free 1-month supply of nano-powered omega-3s with your order. So try Liver Health Formula by going to getliverhelp.com/Pat. Getliverhelp.com/Pat. You'll get your free bonus. Getliverhelp.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, so it wasn't at this event in Georgia. It was at an event in Pennsylvania. Where the Harris campaign is blocking reporters from speaking to the voters. And they were saying that Associated Press, Washington Post reporters said they were being blocked by Kamala Harris campaign from speaking to voters.
Why is that? Why would that be? Because they're worried that they're going to find out they were paid to be there. Mm-hmm. That's part of it. Mm-hmm. They're also going to find out, we're not that excited about her, but she's not Donald Trump. That's what they're going to find out. They're going to find out all kinds of negative things that lead you down the trail that this person is not the right choice for being the Democrat nominee, but she is anyway, because that's what they've decreed. Okay, well, good luck with that.
Democracy.
Yeah, you're right. They had to eliminate democracy to save democracy.
Sometimes.
So, congratulations. That's what you have to do.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you really do.
For your own good.
And they know. You don't know. You don't know who the nominee should be. They do. The elites, the wonderful people, the smart people. You're not smart. You're like a sheep, and they're the shepherd. So they're just trying to lead you to where you need to go. Is that so wrong? Mm-hmm. I don't think so. It's for your own good. Yeah. That's all.
That's right.
So,
well, that's good.
It's like in Venezuela. You think you voted for the other guy, but you didn't.
You did not.
And why don't you just shut up about it?
Yeah. Or we'll shoot you in the head. How about that?
Look at these protests there. Look at that.
That's a lot of people.
And that's just wait till it pans.
Jeez.
That's a lot of bodies that are not happy with what they're being told by the Nicolas Maduro government.
Man, that's a lot of stupid people.
Wait, what?
That's a lot of stupid people.
Well, they don't know.
They don't understand the process.
Like here in America, they don't understand.
Right.
They have to be led. They had to be guided. They need to be herded. And we herded them right into that area. That's why they're there.
That's not stopping. I mean, Venezuela is
it's going to
close
stop.
to
it's on fire.
It's
close to
stop.
civil war, and you've got like the Carter Foundation or Carter Center people down there. That
is Jimmy down there now?
Well, I don't.
Did he go? Did he go? Did he crawl out of hospice and go down there?
I swear, I get so many notifications about this man. Just an update. He's still alive.
Still alive.
Why
they
are
did
they
announce
doing
he was
that?
dead last week, though. At
Yeah,
one point, they announced that he was dead. And then,
but he's not.
No.
And that's off brand for the Carter Center. I mean, they typically endorse dictators and tyrants that are trying to seize or maintain power in South American countries. So
maybe he is dead.
So they're. So there you go. Well, anyway, so it's interesting to see how that plays out. And then, of course, we've got another hotbed in the world, Israel taking out that...
they took out the head of Hamas in Tehran, Iran. Wow.
Because they were all there.
Interesting.
They were all there for the anointing of the new president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so they were all, the power brokers were all there, and Israel... they didn't report.
We don't know how
they took him out.
Right? Was it a bullet? Was it a drone? What
Murder
happened?
hornet? I don't know. Sasquatch? I don't know.
What up?
Space laser?
Yeah, I don't know. But coming from Israel?
Could be.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And there's obviously, everybody's claiming that there's going to be retaliation. Mm-hmm. But my favorite was, of course, I saw one of the headlines on CNN saying that this Hamas leader was an integral part in ceasefire talks.
All right.
Was he?
No.
Was he?
No.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh,
now.
by the way, you were asking that important question about Kale. Steve Baker, just top journalist here at The Blaze.
Yes.
This is the kind of reporting we appreciate. Kale causes kidney stones.
Thank you. That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah. See, he says it's high in oxalates, which causes the calcium-based stones.
I hate oxalates.
If you don't like
that's
kidney
why I don't
stones,
eat kale.
You don't eat kale.
Oxalates.
I refuse the oxalates. Yeah. I won't have them in my diet.
And that's an unpopular opinion, but you have it, and so deal with it.
Right. Exactly. So there you go.
That's awesome.
If you want oxalates in your body, that's up to you. Okay. I choose not to have oxalates. So, again, maybe it's just me, but no kale for me. That's why my recipe is so important for the best. I have the best kale recipe on the face of this planet.
It is.
Well, that's according to you. I mean the oxalate pushers are against it. That's for sure.
That's true.
You should take that to
because this removes all the oxalates.
It does.
Right. It sure does.
If you missed it, what you do is you coat a pan with a generous helping of oil. Could be whatever kind of oil. Could be vegetable oil, coconut oil.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
What
matter.
about motor oil?
It could be petroleum.
Doesn't matter. He just said
motor oil. Yes,
Doesn't
it doesn't matter. Just coat the... So it won't stick at all, right? You don't want to have a nasty cleanup afterward. Then you get the kale out that's fresh from the fridge. You just got it from the produce section. You brought it to the fridge. You put it immediately in there so that you would have as fresh a product as you possibly can.
I mean, you're talking about chocked full of oxalates.
Chocked full of oxalates.
And that's key.
Yes. So you remove it from the packaging and you carefully place it in the pan.
In the pan.
Swirl it around in the oil, and then you walk over to the garbage.
What?
And you dump the kale into the garbage can.
Oh my goodness! I want to see that.
You've removed all the oxalates.
Removed all oxalates.
I want to see
all of it.
I want you
gone.
on the Food Network. Chef, what have you prepared for us today? It's an empty
delicious
pan.
kale. Delicious.
It's in that garbage can. You can fish it out. Enjoy it. Wow.
Hurry, because it's garbage day, so you might want to get it out of there right now. It's going out to the dumpster really soon.
If you really want to taste the oxalates, you're going to have to jump in.
Yeah, get in there.
You want those kidney stones to start percolating. Get after it, my friend.
Yum, 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 yum.
Security Secretary.
Yum, 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 yum. All right, well, this is fun. There's more fun where this came from, too. Coming up on Overtime, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.